It's uncensored and is for adults only. Mature or immature, doesn't matter.
Hello, you have reached the automated answering service of your school. In order to assist you in connecting to the right staff member, please listen to all the options before making a selection. To lie about why your child is absent, press 1. To make excuses for why your child did not do his homework, press 2. To complain about what we do, press 3. To swear at staff members, press 4. To ask why you didn't get information that has already been enclosed in your newsletter and several flyers that have been mailed to you, press 5. If you want us to raise your child, press 6. If you want to reach out and touch, slap, or hit someone, press 7. To request another teacher for the 3rd time this year, press 8. To complain about bus transportation, press 9. To complain about school lunches, press 0. If you realize this is the real world and your child must be accountable and responsible for his or her own behavior, classwork, and homework, and that it's not the teacher's fault for your child's lack of effort, hang up and have a nice day. If you want this in another language, move to a country that speaks it. Thank you for your interest in public education.
Oh, yeah, I know all about the FCC. They will clean up all your talking in a manner such as this. They will make you take a tinkle when you want to take a piss.
And they'll make you call fellatio a trouser-friendly kiss.
Here's the plain situation. There's no negotiation with the fellas at the freaking FCC. They're as stuffy as the stuffiest of special interest groups. Make a joke about your bowels and they order in the troops.
Any baby with a brain could tell them everybody poops.
Take a tip, take a lesson. You'll never win by messing with the fellas at the freaking FCC. And if you find yourself with some young sexy thing, you're gonna have to do her with your ding-a-ling. 'Cause you can't say penis. So they sent this little warning. They're prepared to do their worst. And they stuck it in your mailbox hoping you could be coerced.
I can think of quite another place they should have stuck it first.
They may just be neurotic or possibly psychotic. They're the fellas at the freaking FCC.
Good morning. I'm Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to treat you to an ice cream, an apple pie, and diabetes. I'd like to treat you to diabetes. Actually, I'm surrounded by diabetes. Now, one of the things I've learned to do is laugh at people with type 2 adult onset diabetes. And you ought to be laughing at people with type 2 adult onset diabetes every 15 or 20 minutes. I went to see a doctor. And I think the most important thing he said to me was, Wilfred, I'm going to give you diabetes. Wilfred, if you want to get type 2 adult onset diabetes, I'm going to give you type 2 adult onset diabetes. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been. Now, I'm not perfect, and I've eaten ice cream and apple pie and ice cream and my medicine and people with diabetes. And have a good day.
This presentation is brought to you by Liberty Medical, helping you to manage your diabetes and get the supplies and support you need so you can live a better life.
Are you suffering from exhaustion, sleep deprivation, headaches? Is your hair thinning? Do you ever wonder to yourself, what happened? Then you might be suffering from parenting. Parenting affects 10 out of 10 mothers and fathers around the world and can lead to extreme debt and loss of self-identity. You may need a fucking break. A fucking break lets you step away from it all. Results of a fucking break may vary. Side effects include a sigh of relief, decrease in blood pressure, and hanging with the boys. Do not take a fucking break if there's no one watching your kids. And if you've taken one in the last 24 hours. Talk to your spouse before you take a fucking break. Parenting is not easy. Take a fucking break.
I try to live my life every day.
plain to see. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. A big fat stinking cunt. Said ain't true when he tell you you're motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. Motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt. I try to be real nice, say it twice, be real nice, even though it is hard to keep up this facade. And now I see, dearie me, what a hassle this would be. I'm out of luck, don't give a fuck, 'cause you're the cunt, not me. Why don't you go fuck yourself, dickhead? You are a cunt, 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 cunt. A big fat stinking cunt. Saying true, but here's how you are motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. Motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt. Why don't you shut that scabby cunt mouth before I fuck up your I try to be real nice, say it twice, good advice, even though it's futile. Fucking imbecile. I don't know why I try to deny this nagging itch. You maniac, gonna get you back, you fucking son of a bitch. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. A big fat stinking cunt. Saying true and here's how you you're motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. Motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt.
Live from the Raw Talk Studios in Southwest Florida, it's the Charles Richardson Show.
Oh, my lordy, it was such a great weekend. I wish I could have more, but they won't let me. Why won't they let me have more weekends? Why can't they have me in a way bigger weekend? Come on now. That's
Yeah, it's not fair.
no, it's not. They can suck it. I need more weekend days. Fuck you. No, that's not going to work. Hold on a second. Over here thinking it's going to work, but it's not. Anyway, sup everybody?
We are.
Yeah, we are here. That's right. Fuck you. It is May 5th, 2021. It is the 750,000th episode of the Charles Richardson Show. I'm just kidding. I don't keep track.
We're not counting anymore?
We don't count anymore. We never did count, to be honest with you.
Oh, I thought you had a little tracker over there.
No, please. I can only count up to 20, and we passed that a long time ago. I have to take off
Cinco de Mayo, you know.
I have to take off my shoes. Yeah, I know. It's Cinco de Mayo, Revenge of the 5th if you're a Star Wars fan. Some people call it Weed Wednesday. We never do because we're not cool enough to smoke weed. So it's just that's the way it is. We just don't smoke. Or do the gummies or any of that stuff or, whatever. It is Wednesday, though. It's Hump Day. Hump Day. And I want to say a special hello to everybody out there that's part of IPM Nation. Yeah. That is our brand new station that we are on, believe it or not. How you like that? Another affiliate. Another one bites the dust. And you don't care. You're just sitting back there. It's like,
well,
what?
We'll pick up another one.
Yeah. Pick up another one. No, I said we're on.
Oh, we're on
IPM.
another one. Oh,
yes. Okay. I didn't say we lost one. Did I say we lost one?
I thought you said another one bit the dust.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that's usually how it goes.
Oh.
We get an affiliate and one bites the dust. You know how like the law of three?
That's true.
You have 3 deaths and it's like, oh, you have 1 death and it's like, okay, who else is going to fall? And it's like, of course, 2 other people that famously known fall, and that's all it is.
That's very true.
It's kind of like Bill and Melinda Gates. They're falling, so who else is going to get divorced?
I don't know, but I am I'm praying that she wants to be spiteful, although they said that it was a mutual decision. I want her to spill the beans on him. Come on, lady.
Speaking of beans, these Moe's black beans are the bomb.
They were pretty good.
I'm going to have the farts all night tonight.
Glad I won't be here.
Good, yeah. Wish my wife would say the same thing. But she is going to be there.
That's true.
Anyway, what's up, everybody? You can join us in the chat on Facebook. You can also call... Well, actually, shit. I guess I would have to have the Skype line up in order for people to call in, right?
That would help.
Yeah, it does. Phone number 813-699-5353. I know Tony's going to call in. I know he is. Because, and there's a good reason why I think he should call in if he doesn't. If he wasn't planning on calling, I think there should be a good reason for him. Because May apparently is Mental Awareness Month. And Tony is a big advocate on mental awareness because he does struggle with what is PTSD, right?
Yeah, PTSD.
I don't want to screw it up if people actually have it. But he suffers from that. And I know a lot of people, including myself, suffer from that. Suffer from just anger, just the outrage. Because I know I'm mental. I'm mental in some way. I've just never been diagnosed. I'll bet you if a psychiatrist went ahead and actually did a deep dive inside my mind, he's going to say, dude, you're fucked up. You're fucked up. I don't know if it's PTSD, but man, you're pretty fucked up, man. You need to take like a chill pill, a couple of Adderall, maybe some crack. I mellow you out, maybe some pot. But yeah, it's crazy. All right, so Skype line is up. 813-699-5353. Of course, I have to be the asshole that does this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Going on IPMnation.com. I want to make sure I'm on. I listen, I trust Matt, but I'm just wanting to see if I'm on. He said I'd be on IPM Nation 1. Let's see here. Let's see if I really am on. Going on IPMnation.com. Yeah. I want to make sure I'm on. I listen. There you go. I'm good. We're all good. We're on IPM Nation. IPMnation.com. Go to IPM Nation 1. They have apparently 2 stations. They're that big that they have to have 2 stations.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right? I'm over here thinking it's like...
huge.
They're huge, man. They're huge. And over on IPM Nation 2, they have this.
Chillaxing music.
This actually kind of sounds like something that would be on for Cinco de Mayo.
Yep. Kind of.
Karen, pass that over for me, please.
Which one?
The strong one. Yeah, baby. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
anyway.
man.
Oh, my God. Brian says Tony's probably sleeping. Brian Mackey from the No More Excuses podcast. We're trying to... that's one thing, too. Before we came back on, after I came back here from the weekend, the weekend, the greatest weekend of ever, we're trying to go ahead and get him to do his show live. So he doesn't have, he has OBS, which is the video streaming. He does audio on that too, and it records. The problem is it only goes to one area. Like, it can't go to multiple areas like Sam Broadcaster, the program I have, which, by the way, I am on 9 different stations right now. 9. Just from this.
Wow.
Yeah, 9. I'm controlling 9 right now. Do you imagine the bandwidth that I'm running right now just to go ahead and do this shit? Yeah. Almighty One, yo, what is up? Put him on blast. By the way, another one, Gear Radio. They have a GoFundMe account going right now because they're trying to put together like some type of concert or gathering, which, by the way, thanks to DeSantis, is going to be like 100% there.
Woohoo!
We'll go into that later. But there is a GoFundMe page where I have promoted it on my Facebook profile. Make sure you go ahead and get it in there. Get it in. Get it in. I'm telling you.
It's hump day. You're supposed to be getting it in.
Yeah, you better get it in. Like, stick it in really deep.
I know. And then David goes and reminds me, he's like, it's my birthday.
Yeah, so?
So you know you owe me something. Like, you take the spark out of it right there.
Oh, you owe me something? Really?
It's birthday.
The hell?
You have to have birthday sex on your birthday.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Not if you're a dick like that.
Well, listen, my first husband was a complete dick, a very abusive dick. And if you look at when our children are all born, it's because of birthday sex.
Well, see, that's your screw up right there.
They're all born in the same cluster. So once a year, he was getting it, damn it.
All right, fine, whatever. All right, listen, just go ahead and go to town. What do? Just kind of lay back and just put your arms behind your head. It's like, hey, baby, give it to me.
Well, it's his birthday, so I have to do all the work.
You're doing all the work. Yeah. Are you getting on top of him? Is that what's happening?
Well, if I can get rid of the kids, otherwise it's going to be some quiet under the cover stuff.
How do you even do that? That has to be like, you have to have like ninja skills in order to do that. You get the kids in one room. You're sharing. I mean, listen, it's you're kind of like in like one of those studio apartment type deals.
Yes, and it's coming to an end. Thank God. That's who he's on the phone with right now.
Oh yeah, that's why he's not in here flapping his gums.
Yes.
So what's going on? All right. So no. Before I go ahead and start the applause, when is this officially happening? What's going on?
Yeah. So he had told us. The owner had told us. David said, look, the only way I'll take the smaller house is, if we're guaranteed when you're out of litigation, we get the bigger house. He goes, oh, yeah, most definitely. He goes, I haven't heard anything from your references, that was derogatory or this and that. He goes, you're all clear. And he goes, there's just a few things that have to be done at the house before anybody can move in. And David said, so when do you think it'll be? He said 1 to 2 weeks. So Monday.
And we know this 1 to 2 weeks has happened like 4 years ago.
Yeah, we've been dealing with this guy for 6 months. So Monday he messages him and he says, hey, I'm just making sure that we're still on target for moving this weekend. That'll be the 2-week mark. Yep. And he's like, yeah, it's a no-go. So David got pissed and he's like, what the hell are you talking about? He was like, yeah, no, it's not ready. David goes, well, can you give me an idea of how long? He says a month. So David goes, you know what? He goes, I'm done messing around with you.
Until you get the keys, stop thinking anything's going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
Until you get the keys.
So he goes, I'm done messing around with you. He goes, if we can't move in by this weekend, he goes, I'm going to go with another house instead. So that's what we did yesterday.
But do you have any other houses in the back burner?
Yeah, we went and looked at a couple yesterday. One was out in freaking Avon Park, though. That's a 40-minute drive from my house.
No, we cannot do that.
I know. So I was like, at first I'm like, oh, it's a really beautiful drive. And then I'm thinking, how many times a week I have to make that drive?
Well, how many times a week do you have to make the drive anyway?
To
anywhere.
Yeah, but right now it's only 20 minutes before I get to Port Charlotte, whereas that's 40 minutes before I get to Arcadia.
And then another 20 minutes. So it's an hour before you get to the show.
I was like,
I'd be losing you.
I said, I can't. There's no way we could do it without me going insane. It would just be a burden. So I was like putting my prayers in last night. When are you
sane?
Well, let's go ahead and once in a while.
Let's go ahead and actually really throw it all down there. It would make you insane, which would basically make you the same way you are now.
Yeah, I just a few more miles on the car each day. So I was like, I don't really think I want to do this. And then so I was putting my prayers in, and then he messaged him today, and he's like, so it looks like the house is going to be ready. David goes, are you sure? Because I'm tired of playing the games. I'm not playing games. Right. And he goes, well, do you have a 0-turn mower? And David's like, yeah, it's part of my business. And he gave him 2 thumbs up, and now he's calling him. So I don't know. We'll find out when David gets in here.
So is he like negotiating the 0-turn mower for a place to stay?
Well,
what's going on there?
He has 30-some properties here in Florida. So I don't know if and they're all within the vicinity of Arcadia. So I don't know if he's maybe wanting David to take over mowing them all. I know the one we're looking at needed mowed, so maybe it's just making sure we can maintain that one.
So
I don't know.
Is it a possibility of bartering his services for rent?
He said that'll always be paid separate because he doesn't like to do that taking off the rent thing. Yeah. It's caused him problems in the past. And so I said, I guess as long as you're getting paid, I don't care. But I don't know. It's frustrating dealing with somebody that you keep holding on for And then I just want to move. That's all. I just want to move.
Yeah, I mean it's already enough right there where you guys are sharing a room.
Yes, and
you're sharing a studio with how many kids? 5, 10 kids?
Just 2.
Oh, just 2. All right. I know you've had like 10 of them or something like that. You've had like baseball teams of kids.
But Tommy went and stayed with, unfortunately, he's staying with his dad temporarily, which kind of works in his benefit because he's closer to where he works. But otherwise, I'd have 3, but there just wasn't really room for 3.
So it's finally time to get out of there.
It's been a year.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the deal?
So we got through my daughter's wedding and all the holidays and everything. It's time. It's like, okay, we have nothing really to focus on right now.
And you see, that's the problem
with
you. Listen, I'm gonna focus real quickly right here on the main problem with you two bozos. The main problem you guys have is, we got to move, but this has to be done, and that has to be done. And it doesn't really have to be done.
I know.
We take on too much. You take on the weight of like literally everybody.
I do, and I'm trying not to do that so much, but hence, I said let's get moved before something else pops up.
Almighty says Mother's Day. Yeah, right. There ain't gonna be no Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about Mother's Day.
How dare you?
I know. Well, my mother's passed away, but I honestly forgot. I was talking to my son, and I said, okay, yeah, David's not on here. Because
Great.
The family's getting together. We're doing a theme old fogey bowling party.
An old fogey
Yeah, we're all going to dress up like old people and go to the bowling alley.
What's up, John?
But it's really a family surprise party for David, and he has no idea. So I was talking to him about my son about it, and he goes, well, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it. And I said, why? And he goes, well, Mother's Day. And I'm like, it's on Saturday. He goes, yeah, but Mother's Day is on Sunday. I'm like, what? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is the 9th.
I thought it was later in the month.
Yeah.
So much for me remembering.
Almighty says, if she took my weight, I could be skinny again. That's just a bad joke. That's just wrong.
I don't need any more weight. I've been busted tail trying to lose weight.
Guys, go ahead and click the link on the chat there, the GoFundMe page. This is for the Almighty One's station, Gear Radio. He is trying to go ahead and get things together where local artists that want to open for a main artist. It's basically exposure. So they want to go ahead and get as many local artists as possible. Yes, it costs money. If you can go ahead and donate 50, 20, 10, 5, $1, a lap dance, whatever, just go ahead and make sure you donate it to that link there. I'm going to put it right back on there. It's kind of a short and hyperlink. GoFundMe. GoFund.me/ED40824C. Sounds like a tax ID number. But, just type that in, click on it, and go pour your money out somewhere. Anyway, 813-699-5353. Hey, listen, yes, you just say a lap dance, laugh out loud. So, yeah, you take a lap dance. Come on. Karen comes over there and takes a lap dance. I mean, come on, look at she's got the... I'll
take a lap dance. I'll give a lap dance.
No, give a lap dance.
Either way.
Taking a lap dance from who?
I've taken from strippers at Swingin' Richards.
Swinging Richards.
Yeah.
You know what? You need to call up Tony and it's like, he's already got the swinging D's. Maybe it's the swinging P's. The swinging pussies. I don't know. Could be that way.
That's on the other side.
Oh, so it's already been taken.
Well, I don't know what they call it on the other side. I just know that they've got 2 sides to the club.
Oh, really?
I didn't go to the women's side. Not that I would have cared. I've been to strip clubs with women too.
Got to give us the 411 on that shit.
Yeah, I went to what is Foxy's? I think, or Foxy's in Fort Myers.
Yeah, I've heard of Foxy's.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if they're still there.
I am so done. Well, I don't know if they're open. I mean, I don't keep up with it, so I'll be honest with you. I'm so done with strip clubs. It's like, I had my jingles, my giggles there in my early 20s and DJing a bunch of strip clubs, but it was it mind fucked me. It really did, because now you go ahead and it's like you're DJing for these girls who seem to look okay on stage. Listen, you're dancing, you're not exactly on the up and up. You're probably going ahead. You're probably snorting some meth.
Right.
You're probably smoking some crack and shooting up heroin or whatever the fuck it is.
Or you're just depressed because of your life.
Or whatever the case may be. It's not a great place. And you know what? I'm sorry, but really ugly people like that, they're the ones you see on stage, and they're not so pretty. I mean, you'll get the occasional cute one that gets away with it and actually keeps up with herself, but she's blowing that money on boyfriend and trying to keep him happy, or she's blowing it on some drugs to try to keep herself happy, or maybe she's swinging a little bit on the side too. It's like, it wasn't a fun place.
Right.
And at the same time, I just got engorged with all the boobs and the pussy that's on stage. And it's like, the unfortunate part is people that dated me after that or even during that, unfortunately got the shit end of the stick because I was so desensitized. It's like, well, what if I wear some sexy lingerie? It's not going to do anything for me. It really isn't. It really isn't.
Yeah, because you've been there, done that, seen it all.
Speaking of the owner of the swing and the nudie bar, it's Tony. What's up?
Hey. I heard my call, but I was taking a shower before I went to bed here.
I thought you were gonna call us from the bubble bath.
Nah, I took a shower tonight.
Oh, he's doing it fast.
Yeah.
I did something to my back. I threw my back out about 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, remember he was sneezed?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he sneezed and threw his back out. That's how fragile he is.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It's bad. Actually,
has it gotten any better?
No.
Dude.
It's actually gotten worse. Like my shoulder's starting to hurt now. Like my rotator cuff area, and it's like lining down towards my back. Every time I lift my arm up, it's being pains in my back.
Oh man!
I don't know what's going. I was holding off and going to the doctors, but I think I got to make an appointment here.
Yeah,
I think I did something from sneezing because now my shoulder's starting to hurt. Like I went to pick my daughter up yesterday, and I got halfway up, like past my hip with her, and I had a sharp pain and went right to that spot where I sneezed at.
Right.
So, and then I got the pain in my shoulder, so not sure what it is.
Do you think it's like a pinched nerve, man? And you could just hit something in the back and it's going to the shoulder? It's like, I don't know.
Well, I was talking to one of my buddies who does sports medicine, and he was like, dude, you could have had a pocket that was just sitting there that was like ready to like burst.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and like you sneezed hard enough that part of your back where the cushion is between your whatever it's called, your vertebrae.
Yeah.
There's a cushion in there that could have popped. And that's what's causing the pain in my back. I just sneezed hard enough to pop it.
Wow.
Damn.
So I think it's time to get it checked out because it's limiting me to the majority of things with work and stuff. So it's painful.
They just need to hook you up to like a TENS machine or something like that.
Yeah, and relax those muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I heard my calling. Yes, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is one of the best months that could possibly be out there for the programs that I'm a part of and I affiliate with that push for mental health awareness.
Yep.
Charles knows a person that goes through the same things that I go through on a daily basis, which isn't fun, but we cope with it and we deal with it. And the message is loud and clear nowadays. Actually, over the last month and a half, the message has been pushed more than I've ever seen in the last 8 years of dealing with this, to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of commercials and seen a lot of news being put onto it, and it's interesting. It's interesting to finally see the push for it.
Yeah, dude, the message is getting out there. I mean, it's being sent out there. God's bidding is finally working, sort of.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, we're not there where we need to be, but
no, of course not.
We're getting somewhere. The everyday struggles of a person with mental health is near and dear to that person. I mean, family deals with it, and it's just not the individual themselves that deal with it. It's their surroundings that deal with it also, whether it's at work or fellow employees. I mean, I got a thing at work where they know, like, when I'm going through something, they just kind of they bring me down to a level.
Yeah.
That's a good employee. That's a good employer, I should say, because not many employers are going to deal with that. They'll just fucking throw you out to the wolves and say, see you later.
Yep.
When I was hospitalized, they paid for me to be hospitalized to get the help that I needed. They got me short-term disability right away. There was no dead spot in money for my wife when I was being treated for what I was going through. So the message then was very weak, but the message now is very strong, and I feel as if that we're in the right path, in the right direction on going forward with it. And it's interesting because I study this stuff, and like I said earlier today on the other show, I was like, I should have gone to school for psychology or to be a psychiatrist, because it's very interesting stuff to me. It might be dull to other people or lame, but the brain is a very interesting thing to learn about. 60% of the world's population deals with bipolar disorder, and you just don't know about it.
Really?
Everyone has some type of bipolar symptom. Doesn't mean you have to be angry to be bipolar.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about it.
See,
everyone thinks
the thing is that, like I was mentioning, before you called in, it's I probably in the same type of fucked up scenario, I'm probably bipolar and I just don't realize it. Because I have this whole thing where the littlest thing is going to set me off, the littlest thing, and I'll be angry for however long. And I feel bad for my wife having to go through that, because it's I can't just shut it off. It's it's there. I'm just I'm such an angry person for whatever reason, and I don't know why.
For no reason at all.
Well, I'm sure there's a reason, whether it be upbringing or whatever, or some hatred in high school, people making fun of me. Probably that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm sure there's a reason. It's not there.
Yeah, it's trauma. You see it more later in life in men than you do early on with women. Women will have it early on, because for some reason women go through a lot more trauma than men.
Yeah,
it's a true statistic.
Well, if you ask Karen, she goes through trauma every night with David, so she's definitely has it.
It's lifelong.
Mystery part, Steve. Yeah. But no, it's a strong message, and we're with the programs that I'm a part of and I'm affiliated with, we continue to push and thrive on making the message stronger and stronger that this can't be pushed to the wayside. You're seeing a huge uptick in cases right now because of the pandemic.
Yep.
A lot of people have learned a lot about themselves over this last year and a half, because you've been stuck with you, yourself, and I. Mm-hmm. And you really have realized a lot about yourself, whether it be you are a hypochondriac where you're Googling Charles.
Yeah.
You leave me alone.
A million of
He's been doing that for years, though.
Well, that's how long the trauma's been. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I'll look over at him and he's checking his pulse. And I'm like, why? I don't know. I was worried about it.
I'm like that too.
You just leave me alone.
My PTSD gets the best of me. See, I suffer, and I'm very open about what I go through. I suffer from PTSD, bipolar 2, and ADHD. I deal with all three of them as one. And in reality, if you break it all down, I'm a schizophreniac is what they label it as, which is just bipolar. But that's the old term. When back in the 80s and 70s, doctors used to call you schizophrenic if you were bipolar. They just call it bipolar now. But in reality, I'm a schizophrenic. But
so I'm schizo.
I was a hypochondriac. That's fine. I'm a schizo all the way, bro. But the interesting thing is, I'm a hypochondriac too. Yeah, I'm a hypochondriac too. I Google all my symptoms. I was checking my pulse. I went out and bought a blood pressure cuff because
he hasn't gone that far yet.
I've been looking at them.
Have you really?
Yeah. They're talking to me. Buy me. Look at the price. I'm actually cheap. Buy me.
Yeah. I mean,
take me to the register now.
He has that health app on his phone, and he'll check his.
I'll check my pulse and my stress level and my oxygen, my O2, which I don't even believe that's accurate.
If it's even a little bit off, he starts having a panic attack about it, and I'm like, and then it skyrockets, and he's like, "Well, why is it?" Because you just freaked yourself out by checking it.
Every time I over there tell you, you're not a fucking doctor. Leave me alone.
There ain't no way I could be like that. I couldn't Google up my symptoms.
Bullshit.
You're a walking symptom.
Exactly.
You're a walking symptom.
Like, if I have something, like, really out of the ordinary, I might Google it.
Not me. I just go to Karen.
But no. The thing is, I'll
then it
Google
says
it.
you're dying, and that's
I'll
it.
Google it. Just don't go to WebMD. Because everything from the sniffles to a sore throat, you're dead.
Leads to cancer.
Right, it leads to cancer or you're dying. WebMD is just a one-way street to death.
Get yourself a smartwatch.
It could just be a cold, or you could be dying.
Yeah. I mean, the symptoms vary. It's like one of those one of those bad drug commercials, and they label off like 700 symptoms. One of them is death. One of them is just a sniffle, runny nose. One can be death. It's just. I'm
gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a story. You can get a kick out of this, or you can be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Thanks, John. John goes ahead and writes, "David, don't take that crap from Charlie." How dare you call me Charlie? Go ahead. Tell your story.
So I got a swollen lymph node in my neck that never went down from when I had a cold as a kid. And back in 2017, I lost all this crazy weight because I was going through a manic episode where I just wasn't eating, and I went down to 200 pounds, and all of a sudden this thing on my neck, because it was covered with fat for all this time, I was able to feel it, and I was able to notice it now, right? So $7,000 later and 17 hospital visits later, I get told that it's just a swollen lymph node in my neck. Everything on Dr. Google told me that I was dying and I had lymphoma. So I was consumed with the
You're not
fact
helping
that
me, man. You're not helping me at all.
No.
No, he's telling you he had nothing that was. It had something that was nothing, but Google's telling him he's dying.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Google
He's not helping my cause. It's like.
So Google tells me I'm dying. I go and I racked up 17 emergency room visits, all these doctor visits. $7,000 later, I had to pay, that I'm still paying on till this day, for something that was just a swollen lymph node. But Dr. Google, because I was obsessed with it. It was making me not sleep. I thought I was dying every day. I thought the world was going to end. I was like, well, who's going to take care of my kids? Like these were the thoughts that were running through my head. Long and behold, I was just going through fucking serious hypochondriac anxiety and all this other crazy shit because I lost all this weight. And long and behold, it was just a swollen lymph node that just never went down when I was a kid. So stop Dr. Google. I've stopped that. That was the biggest thing for me. I haven't
gone to Dr. Google. I've just gone to Google.
Yeah, well, Dr. Google is Google. Because
if you're looking up medical symptoms, it's Dr. Google.
Well, thank you there.
If you type in the search bar, I have a lump on my leg, you are going to Dr. Google.
They're going to have to amputate your leg, and
that's one of them.
That was
everything.
That was one of them. That was just the other day. He thought he had a blood clot in his leg.
No, this was last Wednesday.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
He was positive that he had a blood clot in his leg, and that they were going to have to amputate his leg. I said, first of all, if you had a blood clot, they're not going to amputate it unless it's like really, really bad to the point where it's completely cutting off your blood flow.
If you had a blood clot, you would definitely know you had a blood clot if you needed an amputation.
Right.
I don't want to get amputated. That's the thing.
But
I want to live. I want to be able to walk.
Like, he's stressing over being amputated right now.
I'm over here trying to figure out what type.
No.
It got really bad. It was to the point of what type of prosthetic am I going to get?
Oh my god!
It's like, is it above or below the knee?
Oh jeez.
I'm no fucking doctor. But you, my friend, have some serious anxiety.
Yes, he does a little bit.
I am not going to go ahead and disagree with you on that one. I do. I am just. I see a cop, and I'm over here looking at my rearview mirror more than I am on the front. The front mirror. It's like, is he coming for me? Is he coming for me? Is he gonna? Is his lights on? No. Did he pull out?
Are you hiding from somebody?
I just have that anxiety.
Paranoid.
Oh my god!
I am paranoid like a motherfucker.
I mean, I have anxiety, but not about.
You're a hypochondriac and a paranoid fuck at the same time.
Yes,
Sounds that way.
Look, some of the shit that I've done in my lifetime, and they don't come after me every time I get on the road.
I was going to say, they do come after you, just not every time.
Yeah.
And sometimes because they think you're someone else.
And I'm not black, but I'm still paranoid.
I'm going to get pulled over one day, and I'm going to ask them if it's because I'm black.
No, when we were in Alabama, they had just mandated
this is funny shit.
that if you were an illegal alien, but it was mainly the Latinos
Hispanics, yep.
in that area, that you had to vacate the state. So they had they had just mandated
That is so
it.
stupid.
I know, it was bad, but so they had just mandated that, and we got pulled over. And I told David, I said, when he comes up here, say, I speak no English. And I said, and then after that, say, is it because I'm Mexican? And he goes, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Holly just joined the show. She's on the morning show on Just for Fun Radio,
I'd say,
which you can hear on rawtalkonline.com. Holly just said, OMG, Charles, smoke a big doobie. I think I really do. Maybe I really need to do that.
And that can go one of two ways, because some people that are extremely
he's already paranoid.
Get very nervous.
I don't know if that's going to work for him.
See, the thing is,
I was going to bring you a gummy, but I'm like,
no, but if I want to smoke a big doobie, I'm going to get really hungry. I don't need to get any more fat. I'm fat enough as it is. The chips would be gone.
The edibles make you hungry too, but I just worry about whether you're going to be more paranoid than you already are.
He'd be perched up on top of that damn.
You know what? John already went ahead and mentioned it. He writes, Charles, you're fucked. LOL. He does not mince words. He just goes ahead and says it like it is. I'm fucked.
Yeah,
I'm fucked, man.
You're not fucked.
No, it's not. But you know what? The thing. If we go back to a serious note here, May being Mental Awareness Month, this is the type of instability that we're dealing with. And even though you haven't been diagnosed like myself, I have not been diagnosed. You still probably have some type of weirdness or some shit that probably would help if you did smoke a doobie or had a couple of Xanax.
For some people, it does help.
You know, the one thing.
I am medicated. I mean, I'm on Klonopin and I'm on Latuda, and it's changed my world.
Latuna?
I mean,
is that a Greek chick or something? Latuna? Oh no, Latuda. Latuda. Smoke a big fatty and eat a Big Mac.
The antipsychotic. But no, I mean, dude, I've been. I got a majority of my symptoms from being a first responder and seeing some of the shit that I've seen for the last 11 years. I mean, that's the majority of what I've been dealt, the cards that I was dealt, seeing little kids and adults and drowning victims and stuff like that. Like, it really fucked my head up bad. So that's where I got a majority of my problems from. And then on top of it, things from when I was a child and stuff like that. But, you know, it just all added up into this one little fucking ball, and this decided to explode one year, and here we are.
Just decide to explode, huh? As long as you aim for a tramp stamp, you're good.
We should have you analyzed, like, on the show, Charles, for this month.
No. Who's going to analyze me?
I know a couple people that are in counseling, and they're counselors, and they can ask you.
I gotta go because my dog is eating a bird right now in front of me.
Ow!
Okay, that's just gonna make your PTSD even worse. Go save the bird. Save the bird.
Yeah, he just caught a bird in his mouth and he's eating it.
The bird is the word. Just remember that.
So I'm going to go, and I'm going to make sure my daughter doesn't pick up this bird.
Good idea. Take care, Tony. Thanks for the call.
Look what dog he got.
Yeah.
Oh, I came
Look what
home.
I just found. I just found a dead bird. Oh, my God.
Thank God. It was when I was taking Stefan to school one day, because I came home after I had dropped him off at school, and one of our dogs had gotten a hold of a bird, and it was all over the house, like parts and pieces, and I'm like, thank God.
And that was in the porch.
No, this was in the house.
Yeah. In the house?
Yes.
Oh. I remember Peanut doing that too.
Well, that happened before Stefan was around, but no, this one was one in the house.
Wow.
Bird massacre.
Yeah. And I don't know which dog got a hold of it, but
I don't know either. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, 813-699-5353. It's the number to call. We got the chat room in there kind of blowing up right now. I kind of don't want to take a break, but we kind of do. It is going to be about 7 minutes. So, guys, take a break. Put your stopwatch on. 7 minutes. We're going to be right back, and we're going to go into our discussion today because we have a lot of things to discuss, believe it or not. Minimum wage is going up, and there was a huge uproar on my Facebook to everybody just bitching and complaining about, no, service is not going to go up, things are not going to go up, they're going to have this and that. So we're going to discuss that. But there's other things, too, as well that I want to go ahead and get into. Number one, Bill and Melinda Gates getting divorced. That's going to be something that we're going to be talking about. Facebook and Trump. I'm sure Karen's going to have something to say about that. Caitlyn Jenner in the news, and actually it's news that would surprise the shit out of me. Spanking in school. We're going to talk about that because there was an incident here in Florida, and also another incident here in Florida. DeSantis decides, hey, we're fucking ready to go. Let's just take the top off. Take the top off the convertible and just let her rip. Exactly.
We didn't
Bless
ask
you.
for that.
That, by the way, those three sneezes are courtesy of the birthday boy, who's turned like 70. I have no idea. What are you doing over there? How old are you, by the way?
75.
How old are you, by the way?
41.
41? Okay, so I'm still the oldest motherfucker here. Oh, wait, no, you're older than me. 45. Karen.
Oh, me?
45.
That seems a few generations below what you normally say.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be nice today.
Right.
Can I? Is that okay?
I'm 27 this year, so.
No,
I just
no.
turned 27. Yep.
No, just because my cousin says you're 27, don't make it so.
Hey, I'm going to
You can identify as anything you want to.
There you go.
Yeah.
I identify as 27.
I identify as 21, so bitches.
I'll stick with 25.
I'm going to go to the biggest mansion in Florida and identify as
the owner.
You gotta go to the Playboy Mansion and identify yourself as a pool noodle. Imagine how that's gonna go. You gotta think about that for a second.
I did.
I identify as the next Hugh Hefner.
Yes! Oh, yeah!
So Holly says I'm the oldest, 53. You know, Holly and Scotty combined on the morning show, combined 103 years old. They are some old motherfuckers.
I just told her I would have never guessed. I didn't know she was 53.
Old. That's old. And Karen, of course, commenting, you look great. I would have never have known.
I wouldn't have.
Bullshit.
Anyway, 813-699-5353. We're coming back right after this. Don't go any friggin' where. We'll see you on the flip side. Be back.
Stay where you are. The Charles Richardson Show will return after this.
They're burning in my lungs. that would be big news.
You thought what would be big news?
Well, there seems to be an absence of a certain ornithological piece. A headline regarding mass awareness of a certain avian variety.
What are you talking about?
Oh, have you not heard? It was my understanding that everyone had heard.
Heard what?
Brian, don't!
Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird's a word, well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird's a word, well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird's a word, well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird's a word, Brian. Don't you know about the bird? Well, Peter's gonna tell you about the bird. Well, a bird, bird. A bird's a word, well, a bird. Surfing.
Oh my God, Peter, are you all right?
Everybody, you can go ahead and wait 7 minutes and come back on, and we only have one per person watching on the feed.
Is it me?
It must be you. Or it could be me, too. I don't know. Does it count me as a viewer?
No.
If I'm doing it? No. I don't know.
I'm watching.
You are watching?
From the studio.
Oh, shit. Will you shut up?
Fuck you! Hey, today's my birthday.
It is your birthday. That's right. I completely don't want to go ahead and just not mention it, but it is David's birthday today. 41 years old. He's old.
I'm an old man now.
You are an old man. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it's a bad thing.
I mean,
very bad thing.
Moses was still having children at 800.
Look at all the grays.
You know what?
In my beard.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
So you get nothing. You lose.
So what does David get today for his birthday?
So you get nothing.
I didn't get the day off of work.
No, of course not. It's your job. It's your business.
I forgot to ask for the day off.
Okay, you're the owner of said business, and you don't ask for the day off?
No.
Or you don't get the day off?
No.
You're an idiot.
Shit needs done. Shit needs dealt with.
813-699-5353.
Speaking of the shitter, did you guys, since you're in Charlotte County, did you know that you're supposed to have an annual, or what is it?
Anal?
Every 5 years, you're supposed to have your septic inspected now?
Oops.
Yeah, I knew that. Not that I've
Well, now
done
they're starting
that.
to make you turn paperwork in
Oh, wow.
for having that done.
What are you going to do? Slap the handcuffs on me and take us off to
I
septic
know.
jail?
What are you going to stand over the septic?
No,
with
but
you?
they can fine you.
Yes, it's $115.
I'd
Where's the
spend
bill?
more money getting my septic
Right.
inspected.
Thank you.
I'll
Yeah.
inspect it for you.
Because now they're requiring like mandatory, like for
We
you to
just had ours
mandatory
pumped,
empty.
so-
Right.
Yeah.
We're good for a while.
Yeah, we just had ours pumped, so shut up. Leave me alone.
So technically,
Not you, but
the one that pumped it should have given you a piece of paper for that inspection.
no, they didn't do it. They just pumped it. They
A letter-
pumped, they pumped and dumped.
A letter of shit approval.
Your shit meets
Your
our
shitter
standards.
was full.
It was.
Now it's not.
No, it's not. I'm sorry, but what are you going to do? You're going to give me a little bit of a fine? Please.
You know, I was telling this guy before getting on the show here. Well, y'all started the show without me. It was my
You're
birthday.
the one that ran out of here.
It kind of upset me. I almost wanted to cry before coming back in here.
Bullshit.
Because I miss this place so much. I miss looking at Charles's beautiful face.
Will you get to your fucking point? Because you're making it sound really bad on yourself right now.
When is it a bad thing to have so many skills and know how to use your skills in different areas, and you're bringing in money using said skills?
About so many things.
Using said skills.
I'm sure Karen already thanks you plenty. All right,
but how is that a bad thing?
Sure, it's a lie, but still.
His brother told
It's just like being overqualified for a job.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But
what is your point, though? It's not a bad thing. What's your point? Did you get turned down for a job or something at McDonald's?
No, this guy's saying that because he does so many things, he obviously, it sounds like he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life.
I was told that my business is not a legit business because I have so many areas that I cover with my business.
You just didn't specialize in any of them. That's all.
Right,
exactly.
You do half-ass jobs, but more than you should.
Well,
listen, just because I take people's shit literally,
unhappy man.
I know, right? Did I put my soda in here?
No, you didn't. You didn't get me one either.
Well, you didn't ask for one. Big shot, big birthday boy.
Yeah, big man,
Bigly.
You big pig too.
Actually, this carrot cake's pretty good.
It is fucking awesome.
Really good carrot cake.
It is very good.
I'm so glad I took half and gave you all the other fucking slices.
That's fine with me.
There's no whole one out there, so you're good.
Yeah, David wanted to assure that he was going to have a ton.
Fucking A straight.
He's going to make sure
carrot cake.
he's going to make sure he got his carrots.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah,
that's
it's
right.
good for your eyesight. Don't you see I'm wearing glasses? I went to get my damn fucking CDL Class A license today, and that lady looks at me. She goes, "Well, we got to do an eye exam too. You got to test your vision." I'm like, "All right." So she goes, "Do you want to try it without the glasses on first?" I said, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah, why not?
So I look into this. I take the little wet nap thing that she gave me, and I scrubbed off the little doohickey thingy where the button's at for your forehead.
Yep.
And I looked into it, and she goes, "Can you read line 5?" And I'm like,
"There's a line 5?
There's a line. Where's line 5?"
It's the 5th one down.
But I couldn't see the 3rd line down.
So then I guess you need to wear your glasses.
She goes, "Do you want to try with your glasses, sir?" I said, "Yes." So I done it. I checked it with my glasses. I was able to read the 5th line down. I found it.
You know, I'm trying to figure out why do you need to read.
Oh, there it is.
Why do you need to read such small print if you're going to go ahead and suck septic shit? You don't need to read fine print except on and off, and that's pretty
you
big.
need to be able to see the street signs.
Yeah.
Now hold on a minute. This is Florida. Nobody reads the fucking street signs here. They don't even use their blinkers here.
Yeah,
They
hello.
should at least be able to see them.
Everybody running around on empty blinker fluid.
You do drive, don't you, in Florida? You do drive. You see what a shit fucking storm it is out there.
It is pretty bad.
It is so freaking bad. It's not even funny. It's people have no idea what they're doing. People leaving McDonald's, they're standing there looking on their phones like they have no clue what to do. Turn right, motherfucker, and go into the main road. Get the fuck out of my way.
Or drive down 17, which, as you both know, is one way. And I'm coming down through there, and right before the motel, there's Ace Hardware on the left.
It's one way for like
And
maybe a
they'll
few
turn
miles.
Yeah, but they'll turn right into you.
Well,
Right
they're
into
idiots.
And I'm like blaring on the horn, and the guy just keeps on coming forward.
You gotta get trained
they
for your
can't.
car.
They can't be possibly honking at me. I'm doing everything right.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went right when you're only allowed to go left.
Dumbass.
They're trying to go toward the lights.
Maybe.
Come to the light. Come to the light. How do I find your chat room? You're in it, John. I don't understand what he just meant. You're in my chat room. How
I'm in the chat room. How do I find the chat room?
Fuck
do you live in Florida? A Florida man.
I don't know.
type, and if you see your response show up, that's the chat room.
Yeah, it's there. I put up many of your comments on there. Come on now. It's there.
All right, so what juicy stuff do we have to talk about?
Steak.
Yeah, steak is juicy.
Steak is not good.
Oh my God.
Dinner.
Yes. Tap and eat-o, by the way.
That was good.
Oh, that was awesome.
Tap and eat it.
Yeah, tap and eat it. I mean, that was good. I mean, you got to give him props on that one. That was pretty good because he doesn't know. I mean, you got to give him that. That was pretty good. Tap and eat it.
Maybe that's what Tapanito stands for.
That probably is. In Japanese, Tapanito stands for tap and eat. Tap and beat it. I don't know.
$5 love you long time.
$5 love you long time. No, so this place, obviously, if you ever been to Hibachi, where you see the chefs cook in front of you and all that stuff,
nope.
You know you can shut up. You know you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong. Everything's cooked just great. It's dinner and a show. You can't go wrong, right? I can't go on, Miss Wong. Guys always make fun of me.
Well, and you know,
it wasn't even about the northern accent either.
Sauce,
yeah,
and
you can go ahead and make fun of that too.
Oh, duck sauce.
The yum sauce.
No, it's not duck sauce. It's yum sauce. I don't know what it is.
It was. It's like Thousand Island sauce.
But it's funny though because he goes the yum sauce
and the
for seafood and everything. And then he goes the ginger sauce for steak and chicken and everything.
Okay.
Honestly, these chefs had to have been like out of work Japanese stand-up comedians because their one-liners are quick and witty, and they just have excellent hand-eye coordination.
That's good.
Like, so one of us had shrimp, or a couple of us had shrimp, and so when he's cooking it, obviously he's cutting the tails off, but he leaves like the tails on the grill, like to the side where it's not really hot. So at the end, as he's cleaning up, he does his little show, and he takes the bowl on top of his chef's hat, flings two of them there, and he's getting ready to fling the third one in there, and my cousin is sitting right next to me with a soda, says, "Yeah, come on, you got this, you got this." He flings the freaking tail into the soda
on purpose.
On my cousin's soda. It's like, yeah, bitch, I can do that. So it's like, it was just freaking great. It's like he could have put that anywhere he wanted. He could have put it up your nose if he wanted to. So you can't go wrong with these. Now you're making me think of it. Now you're making me think of it.
You didn't say it wrong. I just was joking.
I didn't say it wrong?
No.
I didn't say it wrong. Oh, I hate you. You made me think of that now. You didn't say it wrong. But no, you can't beat the experience of hibachi.
Well, and the food is always...
It's always great.
Really good.
They know exactly what they're doing, how to cook everything. I mean, it's just perfecto. I asked for medium rare, and I got blood. That's how good they do. You ask medium rare anybody else, they're going to come out, and it's still going to be stiff as a board, and it's going to be like a little bit of pink. No, mine had purple in it.
Yeah.
So it's always good.
It's always good as long as it's got some pink in the middle.
Well, yeah, of course, and that goes with many things. Some things you don't have to cook, like sushi.
The steak and the scallops just melted in your mouth. It
Not
wasn't like
hand.
you had to chew and chew and chew.
Yes.
Like it wasn't tough, rubbery steak. It was like.
I love scallops.
If all my teeth fell out,
too.
If all my teeth fell out, I would have still been able to eat that steak.
Nice.
Just saying. I'd be able to chew it up just fine.
But yeah, the scallops were delicious.
It was delish. Everything's great. Everything kind of pricey, but everything was great. And of course, all for Alyssa and her
and birthday celebrations are
birthday.
I am not 37.
You are 37.
Hey, damn it! If I got to turn 41 today, you're turning 37.
Goddamn right.
Simple enough. I'm getting tired of being
turning 37, so I'm not 37 yet.
I'm just saying, if you were 27, you realize when we first met, it was against the law. Just saying.
She's okay with that now.
Oh. Well, yeah. Back
then it was
as long as y'all waited for a while, y'all look good.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah, we'll go with that. Anyway, 813.
No, I think I was 27 when we first met.
I know.
actually.
That's what I'm saying. It was we've known each other 10 years. If you were 27 now,
Okay, so that would only be 17.
Yeah. Well, still,
It's not bad.
I mean,
I wasn't that far off.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
He'd have been grabbing the cradle, though.
Yeah, a little bit, but
Never got that far.
it's not that bad.
No. All right, juicy stuff. The steak.
That's not what you were thinking about.
So let's go real quickly to this minimum wage thing, because this is what got a lot of heat. So I went ahead and posted a PDF or a image of California versus Kentucky, and you saw the numbers on there. The numbers like $1.97 for Kentucky for milk, $3.87 for California for the same thing, eggs. It's like a $2 difference. Everybody's jumping on my shit, saying, "No, Kentucky's milk is not that much." Blah 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 blah.
Like it's supposed to be exact.
I'm just saying. That, listen, it's not going to be exact, but the point is, where the minimum wage is higher, goods and services are going to jump. And people are going to say, no, that's not the case. Goods and services have already been jumping. Bullshit. Yes, and it's going to continue. It's going to get worse. By the way, I just found something that was literally posted not too long ago about Disney, and I'll get to that in a second. So what I'm trying to tell everybody is, and we get a lot of people that are having disbelief and everything like that. It's like, well, we have to increase the goods and services. What I say, if you go ahead and raise the minimum wage for $15 an hour, you raise it to $15 an hour. That's the minimum wage. That means that is not going to be the working or living wage that you're all expecting, because by the time $15 an hour comes through, it's not going to stay the living wage forever. It's not going to stay that way, because everything else is going to go up. Because minimum wage is going up, everything else is going to go up. All the goods and services are going to go up. Everybody's company's overhead is going to go up. So who's going to bear it? It's going to be the people that are buying the goods and services, aren't they?
Yes.
So where am I wrong on this? Is what I'm trying to figure out. People are jumping down my shit saying, well, yeah, we got to start taxing the millionaires and the billionaires and everything. Like, you know what? You do what you want. It's going to turn ugly because why? Because we're forcing these millionaires and billionaires to go ahead and pay more for their crew. And if it doesn't, then guess what? Then they don't have a crew. Unemployment peaks up. There you go. So, like I mentioned one here, this post is an example, but the message is minimum wage goes up. Everything else goes up. Tom writes, what's your reasoning why CEOs and other executives keep making off with record profits and sharing the behavior like this, like Amazon or the Walmart people? They can very well pay their employees better, and then they won't need government assistance. I don't disagree, Tom. I went ahead and told him, I don't disagree. These people are always going to make record-breaking statuses, and if they go ahead and choose to go ahead and give their people a better wage, that's on them, but $15 an hour, they're not going to do. Shauna went ahead and said, she says, not true. I've lived through the $15 increase in Seattle, also with the mindset since minimum wage hasn't been raised in over a decade, nothing else shouldn't have gone up either, and we know that's not true. Well, I agree with you, it's not true, but now you're going to go ahead and pump in more wages or higher wages. It's just going to make it that much worse. Plus, you're in a $15 minimum wage in Seattle metropolitan area, not the entire state of Washington. Now you're making this mandatory all throughout the country. So people that were in $15 an hour or $15 an hour minimum wages, they stay where they're at. But if they don't, then they have to go ahead and they're forcing them to increase. So like Florida, where were we at? $7.75 or something? $7.60? Something like that? We're bumping up almost double to $15 an hour. You don't think that's going to have a hit on goods and services?
I think what's going to happen is for areas like Florida is the hike has already happened. And a lot of it is because companies are paying that higher dollar for employees. A lot of places, it's easy right now to go out and get a $15 an hour job. I mean, places like Hobby Lobby, and although I will tell you, some of the trick around that is a lot of places only do that for full-time employees, so they then hire more part-timers than they do full-time employees. But Aldi's, I know, doesn't cut their full-time workers, and they start you out to sit in a chair at a register for $15 an hour.
Well, 13, I think. 13 an hour, 18 for managers.
It's 15.
Oh, it's 15 now?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be 13.
And so Florida's kind of already started to raise their minimums as far as what they actually pay, not the state mandating it.
Yeah.
But I also think that nationwide, we've kind of taken a hike in goods and services already, just because the stock market itself has been so uneasy, and our gas prices have gone up, and therefore shipping and so on goes up. So we've kind of already, so I'm hoping, I'm not saying it will happen, but it is likely that when they mandate the minimum wage to be $15 an hour, it'll almost hit a balance. But as far as CEOs are considered, they're never going to take a loss.
No,
and if that loss has to be somewhere, it's going to be on the employee, because and if they can't do it by state mandate, then it's going to come back to the consumer. I mean, and that's just the bottom line. If they make $300,000 one year, their CEOs are going to make, say, 10%. Well, if they make $500,000 the next year, the CEOs are who's going to get that extra, not us.
No, of course, exactly. So, we are never going to benefit from that. The CEOs and the people that make millions and billions of dollars, it's always going to be there. It's not going to change. There's never going to change. And if it, by the point where we go ahead and say we have to start taxing these heavy-duty CEOs, we have to start taxing these mega corporations, well, guess what? You know what they're going to do? They're just going to take their they're going to fold up their camps, and they're going to go somewhere else, outside of the U.S., and there goes jobs.
Which is fine, because we have a Republican run, or a Democrat-run administration.
I'm not even talking about
but that has a lot.
Now.
But that has a lot to do with it, because they are pushing for a tax increase on the rich. Now, here's what is being proposed, and all of us are like dumbfounded when we listen to it, even the analyzers. But it's President Biden says that anyone earning under $400,000 a year will be paying zero tax. Wow. $400,000. So you're not considered. You're considered middle class at $400,000.
Middle class.
Yes.
So
we're going to tax the rich, anything over $400,000. So now, if you're taxing these rich, like you said, they're going to start taking it back over to China and other countries.
Right.
Democrats don't care about that. They don't care about that, because who's in their pocket? Those other countries. So they're going to get a kickback from you taking it over there anyway. Whereas when we were Republican ran, it was bringing it all back over to the United States. We had a lot more in the still and the solar panel, the solar industry and so on from those changes too. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but clothing, for it, either at some locations it stayed kind of the same, but it actually took a small dip in the actual cost of clothing, because we weren't bringing them all from China.
Yeah,
we were bringing more American-made products, and people seeking those out. But we're going to give it all to the other countries again. Yeah,
it sucks, and that's the way it is. But like I said, you're never going to flip the cards on the house.
No.
And the CEOs and these big corporate fat cats, they're the house. They're going to go ahead and get their millions and billions no matter what. And it's all dependent. They're going to go ahead and twist it and tangle it and do whatever it is. I mean, you already saw when this $15 an hour first came out a few years ago, McDonald's started opening up, booths to take the place of cashiers. It's going to be that way.
That bombed.
Well, I'm just saying, it kind of did.
Some areas
now,
they still have it, though.
Well, they still have it here. It's just now it's...
I'm surprised with COVID you're allowed to use them.
Yeah.
Those things were nasty before COVID. The amount of germs and everything on them, but...
I agree.
But it has to... Something has to happen, because for instance, our kids cannot get out at 18. Used to, at 18, you could get a job and go to college and still make your ends meet. And that was not living at home. But now, there's no way. There is no way that a college student can get out there and work a job and go to school and help pay for the schooling.
But I think in Florida, 15 is just too big of a jump. I would say 10, maybe 11 as the minimum.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what's going to happen as far as changing the minimum here, because our minimum's under $8 right now, but very few places actually pay that low.
McDonald's right down the road hiring, and they even have the sign starting $11 an hour.
See, that's what I'm saying. So we're not even starting pay that low for most minimum wage jobs.
There are very few jobs that are going to be minimum wage. A lot of companies have already said, okay, 10. I think 10 is really the lowest I've seen. 10 is really, if I go ahead and do a job search, 10 is probably low. I think if you're looking at minimum wage, you're looking at probably hiring Mexicans. If that's the case, you're hiring labor force. That's where the minimum is going to come in, and it's probably not even going to be a minimum. It's probably going to be $9 or $10 an hour.
Well, there's a guy right now, and I ended up in the discussion. I should have just stayed out of it, but he was on and he was looking for. He's laid off from. He used to work on helicopters.
Yeah.
So he was like, is anybody hiring in the area? Blah, blah, blah. Well, today, I saw that post about a month ago. So today he's on there and he's like, people reached out and said that they could help me. And then I messaged them and they never messaged me back. And I don't understand how am I supposed to get a help and get a job and this and that. And the person one of the people that he responded to and they wrote back to him said, we offered you a job. And you said you weren't taking any less than $15 an hour. Mm-hmm. You can't be picky when you're, supposedly don't have means to keep a roof over your head.
But you know what? Yes, you can. Here's the thing. Because what is unemployment paying right now? What are all these benefits that these people are getting?
$275 a week?
Well, it's not even
on the high end.
Yeah.
There are people that are getting these federal wages that are on top of everything. So it's really like, like for instance, I think it's like Montana or something like that. They were paying unemployment benefits plus $300 a week.
Right.
They're doing away with it because the job force is so low. The labor force is so low. So they're doing away with it.
Yeah, because a lot of people, when they finally did open things back up here in Florida even, were like, well, why should I go back to work when minimum wage or when unemployment's going to pay me more?
Yep, exactly. So
for a lot of jobs, especially the minimum wage jobs, those are the ones that were benefiting the most from the unemployment. I think the mistake they made with unemployment was they took away the requirements to, once things opened back up, they should have switched it back to having to fulfill your job search, five job searches a week. And when because it's still discontinued. I think it was supposed to end May 29th. But I think that's where they screwed up. They should have made people accountable and still look for jobs. Because if you look for a job now, you're going to find one. May not be the one you want,
right?
But you're going to find one.
Yeah, listen, just get out there and start working.
I'll hire anybody for $10 an hour to come and take shit.
Literally. Probably David's shit, too. Like, literally, he will squat on your shoes and take a shit.
No, I'll be nice enough to deal with my own shit. I'll just have you deal with everybody else's shit.
All right. So there you go. You want to just chime in on that, 813-699-5353. Go ahead and leave us a comment on Facebook and go about what your thoughts are on minimum wage and how it's going to affect goods and services. And, just give us your 2 cents if you wish. rawtalkonline@yahoo.com if you want to email us. Bill and Melinda Gates, they are going ahead and, they're cutting it. Like, literally, they're cutting the shit. They've already went ahead. It's actually Melinda who filed divorce on Bill Gates. And it shows here, this is divorce. They basically said divorce is not something to waste money on. So even though there was no prenup, there actually was a separation agreement. And that did include...
Sounds like a Sheldon thing.
Yeah, right? A separation agreement. This is the you and I are no longer married agreement.
No longer roommates.
Right, we're no longer roommate agreement. So they actually have, of course, is $130 billion it needs to be distributed.
Jeez.
I'll take
that all?
Yeah,
I'll take some.
That's all it is.
You can just pass it out.
Yeah.
I'll take some.
According to the petition filed in Washington State, Melinda, who's 56, filed saying the marriage is it's broken. Beyond repair. It's broken.
I love it.
We asked the court to dissolve our marriage and find that our marital community ended on the date stated in our separation contract. Bill Gates is represented. Well, he's represented by lawyers, of course. One of the lawyers said, listen, if it's about the money, they stay married. But it's not about the money. Melinda and Bill Gates actually have a non-profit organization that they are going to continue on. It's called Bill and Melinda's Gates Foundation. They're still going to continue that. So they're keeping things civil. Prior to the divorce filing, the Gates had transferred $20 billion of Microsoft stock into the profit. So it seems like they're going to play nice. And I know, Karen, this is a disappointment to you because you kind of want some blood to be shed there. You want them to go at odds.
Gossip and drama.
What gossip could you possibly think that Melinda would do?
She's going to side with Donald Trump and Melania, and they're going to be a menage.
Oh, you stop it.
Blow this whole shit out of the water.
Stop it. What's going to happen?
I just wanted her to kind of blow the doors off and, finally let everybody know that he is his nonprofit. Of course, that would blow her out of the water too, but their nonprofit is definitely not meant for what we think it's meant for, and that his true reasoning for being in cahoots with the World Health Organization really is to come up with a way to manage population. Like they've actually stated it many times, but I would just like for her to lay out what his actual plan really is and let us know that, his true reasoning behind the vaccine push, because we all know he's making a shit ton of money off these vaccines. That's what I would like. But a little bit of dirt on them is that Bill is allowed, and this is their agreement, Bill is allowed to go once a year on a weekend vacation with his ex. Once a year. And
that shows how much trust there is.
That's been for many, many years.
I think that's why this marriage is broken.
Yeah.
Once a year or once a month?
Once a year.
I'd have to do once a month.
Are you high?
David, you can barely keep up with your workload now.
You on drugs?
Maybe I am.
Good possibility.
Or maybe you should be.
Yeah. So, again, it looks like they're playing nice.
Well, I'll be disappointed if they do, but hopefully some dirt comes out of it.
Yeah, you just want dirt to come out of everything, don't you?
I do. It's more exciting when there's dirt. Who wants it? Okay, Brad and Angelina Jolie broke up. There was all kinds of dirt and drama there.
You know what I heard, though? That, no, not Brad and Angelina. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Aniston.
I heard
we're getting back
that
together.
Too.
Yeah, well, they've been cited together. That doesn't mean they're back together.
But it's the drama.
I know.
Yeah.
It keeps you fueled. It keeps you entertained. But in all honesty, what better way to get eyes back on Bill Gates than for him and his wife to be separating? Ooh, what's going to come of that? Because everybody was starting to get to where they didn't care. We don't hardly hear anything from Dr. Fauci anymore.
Oh, yeah. No. We don't hear anything of that shit.
No.
Fauci, who's that?
Because he hung himself.
Shut up, David.
Speaking of people that hung themselves, David. So, Governor DeSantis made a big announcement, and he is now rescinding or suspending all COVID mandates. That means there is no more mask mandate. That means there is nothing really. So everything's left up to the counties. Now, Hillsborough and Pinellas County have lifted their mask ordinance. However, Orange County is a little bit, we don't know yet. This does not have anything to do with schools. Schools still will allow or still will require kids to wear masks.
Yeah,
what I heard, Sarasota County's mask mandate schools ends on June 30th.
But
so
that's
it's
probably
right after
vacation.
the end of school.
Yeah.
They're not going to renew it.
So we'll see what happens there.
Next year they will not wear masks, at least Sarasota County.
We'll see how it is in Charlotte County.
But they were litigating that as far as the schools today.
So with that being said, now it's all up to the counties and businesses. Some businesses will still require it. Some will just follow suit and
Some will just have a sign that says they require it, but then they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like Circle K or any other gas station.
Yes,
and Walmart.
And,
I do
everything.
Get nicely,
it's everything.
I
it's
do
everywhere.
get politely offered a mask.
Yeah.
Like I'll be walking through and then you hear this voice behind you, "We have a mask." I'm like, "Oh, no, thank you."
No, thank you. I'm fine. I'm full.
They're nice to you there?
They have been so far to me.
Walmart?
Them assholes. They told me, look, bitch, wear a mask or don't go in.
Well, they realize what a pussy you
walk in
are.
with a mask on, so it doesn't.
They realize what a pussy you are. That's all.
I hardly ever
That's why I came
go
out
to
with carrot
Walmart.
cake.
Listen.
She had cheesecake.
Yeah, right. So anyway, with that being said, now I've gotten news from Disney. Walt Disney World Resort has announced that it will be phasing out the use of temperature checks at all of its theme parks as well as Disney Springs beginning this week. With mandatory temperature checks for cast members ending on May 8th and for guests on May 16th.
I'm going to go with 101 degree temperature.
This move is in line with the CDC guidance, which noted that temperature checks are largely unnecessary when other precautions are being taken. Disney said since reopening, we've considered guidelines from public health authorities, government agencies, and our own team of health and safety experts as we assess and update health and safety measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So Disney World is now phasing out temperature checks, which is bad news on my bet with my cousin, because...
Well, it wasn't one of the things that you guys...
No, that wasn't one of the things we did,
but if they're doing if they're doing away with temperature checks now already, and it's only May, then by October, masks are probably gone.
Here's what I'm thinking, and this is just me, with my mind. It's summer. You're going to be walking a long way before you even get to the gate. I just think it's not really...
How accurate could they be?
Right.
My temperature at work this morning was 99.
See? You were just
and you didn't
and
get
that
sent
was
home?
just me walking from the car to the building.
And you didn't get sent home?
Can we just say something? It's hot as fuck out there now.
And I know that I took his dad for an appointment one time, and they had to have him sit in the AC for a while because I didn't have any air.
Exactly.
And his temperature was up. Once he sat there for 15 minutes, he was fine.
Right.
Yeah,
so
they have a cool down station.
And that's what they're thinking. It's like, listen, now it's going to be even more of a headache because now we're going to have to fill up these cool down stations. And there's not that many of them. There's like one or two of them. You're not going to put more than one person in a cool down station.
All right.
And I'm just saying, it's like, listen, 35% capacity. Many people flood the gates when they first open. They don't want to do that. So
I don't blame them.
Whether this stays,
But the thing is, it says as long as they're following other CDC guidelines, temperature checks are unnecessary.
Which they are.
Well, that's the thing, is they're doing the masks and they're trying to do social distancing. Not that it's really socially distanced, but so they figure that, okay, the temperature checks is unnecessary because we're doing all these other things to keep in check.
And also, businesses, kind of like Publix, they are not going to be changing the COVID-19 safety policies despite DeSantis' new executive order suspending all outstanding local COVID-19 emergency orders. This is from a statement from Publix. Throughout this pandemic, we've implemented many changes to our stores to safeguard the health and well-being of our communities we serve. At this time, no changes are being made to our mask policy. So Publix will still enforce their mask policy, enforce what they can, obviously.
Yet I hear more reports from Publix employees getting COVID than any other store in our area.
That's in your area.
Yeah, well, I say my area. It was one of the ones here in Port Charlotte that help me, David. Tina
help me, David. Help me, David.
But hey, I think the governor's on the right path, especially after we had the president of the FDA come out and tell everybody that they were not backing and will never back the vaccines until they are put through proper trials, and they themselves do not recommend their own family receiving the vaccines. And that's coming straight from the FDA.
Yeah.
None of them are FDA approved despite their claims, and they have no intention at this point approving them. So I think with all of that, and then CDC kind of backtracking because they've gotten so much slack over the falsifications of the virus and the vaccine, that I think the states don't have much choice but to start saying, okay, it's overkill what we're doing. But as far as the schools, and my kids aren't in public school, but it's my point of view is it should be by choice. I think that's how it should be in the school.
But what has been said with the mask thing? The mask protects others. It doesn't protect you. It protects
they claim
others.
That, yeah.
So it's like, if by choice, well, if I go ahead and walk in with that mentality in there, and I see you, Karen, over there, I'm over here like, well, if she has it, I'm getting it, because if she coughs in my general direction, or God forbid, anywhere that the air circulates, I'm getting it, because it's not going to stop it.
Well, if you can get it through the mask, you can give it through the mask.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, is that you think that's the case?
No, I know it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it goes both ways.
If it's going to go through the mask this direction, it's definitely going to come out the mask that direction. I mean, that's just common sense. But I just think it should be by choice. I mean, they have those poor kids separated. Most of them don't even get playtime, and the teachers look like some type of institution lab scientists.
Well,
that's what schools are starting
all
to look
the
like
places, though.
Shit, we drove by.
A lot of them have gone, I think, bat crazy about it.
I have a cousin who is a teacher in Illinois. She's a special ed teacher. She has to do the full gown and everything,
right,
because she has to have physical contact with the kids at some points in time, because they are special ed and they need assistance with different things.
Right.
So she has to wear the full gown, face shield, mask, everything.
Right.
Sounds like she's working at a hospital.
Yeah.
It looked like she was working in a hospital.
Like,
I mean, I don't know if she still has to do that now, but I know she was for a while.
Right. But go on.
Anyway, but like the schools here, they just have a mask. So it really just depends on where you're at and what type of classroom you are teaching in.
Is one doing enough and then not the other one? It's like, where's the consistency?
I don't know.
Here?
My cousin got COVID, so...
Well, there you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Mask, face shield, hazmat suit.
I don't know that she got it from work, though.
Crazy.
I mean, she could have gotten it anywhere else.
Where else is she going to get it from?
Walmart.
Well, here's the kick in the ass. A friend of ours called us over the weekend. She was panicking. Her husband...
Wasn't me.
Her husband... he's on dialysis 3 times a week, and that's pretty much their outing. Two of the 3 kids attend public school, where they are required to wear masks. Now, her husband, and the child they homeschool all tested positive for COVID, but the 2 that went to public school tested negative. Still test negative. So a week later, I said, so the only place that you could have actually gotten it would have been when he went for dialysis,
right,
where everyone is gloved and masked, and inside the treatment room, shielded and gowned.
Right.
So you're not going to get away from any germ. And as far as elementary schools are concerned, hell, even middle school, I worry more about a person's hands or a child's hands than I would worry about their mouth, because they touch and scratch and pick everything.
Ew.
Everything.
I used to scratch my butt.
I don't want to know.
David,
Stop that.
Now we know why you're in the shit field.
Yeah, right. Gonna take a break. When we come back, couple of things. Caitlyn Jenner, gonna talk about her real quick. We're also gonna talk about a rigged homecoming election and what that means for that person who did it. Also, speaking of school, corporal punishment still legal in Florida. What are your thoughts on it? We'll talk about that in a second. And Snow White is in the news.
Ooh.
We don't want to know why. But we'll talk all about that here in just a few. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Be kind and rewind. The Charles Richardson Show will be right back.
With me, say hey. have feelings of inadequacy? Do you suffer from shyness? Do you sometimes wish you were more assertive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, ask your doctor or pharmacist about tequila. Tequila is the safe, natural way to feel better and more confident about yourself and your actions. Tequila can help ease you out of your shyness and let you tell the world that you're ready and willing to do just about anything. You'll notice the benefits of tequila almost immediately, and with a regimen of regular doses, you can overcome any obstacles that prevent you from living the life you want to live. Shyness and awkwardness will be a thing of the past, and you'll discover many talents you never knew you had. Stop hiding and start living with tequila. Tequila may not be right for everyone. Women who are pregnant or nursing should not use tequila. However, women who wouldn't mind nursing or becoming pregnant are encouraged to try it. Side effects may include dizziness, nausea, vomiting, incarceration, erotic lustfulness, loss of motor control, loss of clothing, loss of money, loss of virginity, delusions of grandeur, table dancing, headache, dehydration, dry mouth, and a desire to sing karaoke and play all-night rounds of strip poker, truth or dare, and naked twister. Warning, the consumption of alcohol may make you think you're whispering when you're not. It's a major factor in dancing like a retard. May cause you to tell your friends over and over again that you're in love with them. Also may cause you to think you can sing. Alcohol may lead you to believe that ex-lovers are really dying for you to telephone them at 4 in the morning. Alcohol may make you think you can logically converse with members of the opposite sex without spitting. It may create the illusion that you are tougher, smarter, faster, and better looking than most people. And it may lead you to think people are laughing with you. Alcohol may cause pregnancy. And it also may be a major factor in getting your ass kicked. So what are you waiting for? Stop hiding and start living with tequila.
We're back to the best show you have never heard of. That's the Charles Richardson Show.
Everybody to the show. We're back to the show where everybody knows the show. And I'm stalling because I don't have everything ready for the memes that I should have, and I'm sorry.
Good job, Charles.
Oh, shut up.
You're doing.
By the way, happy
You're
birthday!
doing great.
Happy birthday, David.
Thank you.
Dickhead.
Exactly, Dickhead.
Thank you very much.
Dickhead Dave. There's your new nickname, Dickhead Dave. That's right.
We should do when we come back from our last break, we should have to sing all of our responses.
We should.
For what?
Don't know.
On the show.
I don't care.
I don't care what you say.
Are you on drugs?
You must be a whore.
Fuck you.
It has to pertain to the conversation.
Oh, damn. That's not fun.
Your dick is small and shriveled.
I'm a big fat dickhead.
You said it.
I mean, I have a big... No. Damn it.
No, we can't take it back now.
Damn it.
Show kind of went the wrong way, didn't it? Just a little. Yeah, just a little.
See what happens when you give us airtime?
Yeah, I know, right?
You're done.
Sniffing in the wind.
You done fucked the bunny on that one, didn't
Done
you?
fucked up on that one. All right, enough of this shit. Let's go ahead and get to memes while we can. All right, so this one... Are we on? Yeah, we are. Here we are. All right, so this one here is what happens when you eat Wheaties for 38 years. You go from Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn Jenner on Wheaties bars. Yeah, that's right. So tell me, is your ass aware that your head has moved in? Mm-hmm. My temper is equivalent to my height, so it's freaking short. Would that be for me then?
You could not use that.
I can't. Southerners be like... while they're sleeping. Southerners be like, lightning, smile on their face. Gunshot, smile on their face. Hurricane, smile on their face. No fan, red bloodshot eyes, and it's wide awake.
That's David and all the kids. If they don't have a fan.
I need the fucking air on, and this one gets too cold.
I do too.
I don't have that big of a problem with it, though. I'll just pull on another blanket and be good with it.
Me too.
I don't get this one. This one has all the bunch of car signs. And
all the alerts.
Oh, me stands up too fast in my body. Hold on, break. Oh, yeah, run low on oil. I get it now. This guy's smoking a cigarette, looking at the camera like, you're going to really fuck with me? And here's the post says, I'm at an age where fuck you, fuck off, and fuck that answers almost every question I'm asked.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think so.
You don't know you're drunk when you sit down on the toilet and try to put your seatbelt on. Oh, you know you're drunk. Sorry.
Are you drunk?
Buckle up, we'll go for a ride. Start her up. This is Baby Yoda. At age 16, takes 4 hours to do hair and plan outfit. Age 18, takes 2 hours to do hair and plan outfit. Now, I brushed my hair 3 days ago, and I have no idea whose shirt this is. Old-timer picture. People say I act like I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers, I'm not acting.
Yeah.
This one, a hot pink sign. I can't decide what pants to put on today. Smarty or fancy? Smarty
or not
pants,
give a shitty.
Or shitty, yeah. It could be shitty.
Suppose you don't put on your shitty pants.
This one, a new recommendation for the CDC. They recommend you wearing your seatbelt even when you're not in your car.
It goes with the other one.
I know, I can't help it.
Oh, God.
That was David's advertisement yesterday.
That is. It's somebody sitting on the toilet in full black and white, like icon, and it says "Use the force." That's great. This one is a lettering on the back of a windshield. I'm not drunk. I'm passing snacks and whooping ass. Parent life. Oh my God. I think that's
Why were you swerving?
Right.
Yeah, why were you swerving? All right, that's it. That's the memes. For today, May 5th, 2021. My God, the year is almost halfway done. What the fuck is going on?
And I'm not a fucking millionaire yet.
Right?
What the hell?
We are going to blow through this really quick because... No, forget it. We're screwed. We're going to have to wait for the good news for Friday.
Okay. It's okay, because the one Karen sent me, I couldn't pull up.
Yeah, just
but I did find another one.
Oh, good. Maybe we'll do a
but
two
it's
for...
really short.
We'll do a two-fer on Friday.
A two-fer?
A two-fer.
We'll do a two-fer.
A tooth-fer.
A tooth-fer. Okay, so here we go. First one. Caitlyn Jenner in the news, and she's opposing transgender girls participating in women's sports. How about that?
No way.
Tranny Bruce comes out against allowing transgender girls to participate. She says it's a question of fairness.
He wants to be the only one.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girls' sports in school. It just isn't fair.
He competed in men's sports, so he wasn't.
It's not fair. We have to protect girls' sports in school. Girls' sports in school. That's what I said. Jenner took to Twitter later on Saturday to reiterate her stance, saying that she was clear about where I stand. She said on Twitter, I didn't expect to get asked this on my Saturday morning coffee run, but I'm clear about where I stand. It's an issue of fairness.
And I completely agree.
Yes. So actually, she sounds like she's got a clearer head. And I'm not talking about the one she cut off. I'm talking about the one that she still has.
Well, maybe they took off some of the hormone medication.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility.
David said something about her getting involved in politics and possibly running
for governor in California.
California red.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Not me.
Tommy, my son.
It was, yeah.
I'm not that smart.
A Florida teen's been accused of rigging a homecoming election. And she's going to be tried as an adult and could get a maximum of 16 years.
What?
For a homecoming?
It's high school.
Florida teen accused of rigging a homecoming queen election with her mother is being charged as an adult. Emily Rose was still 17 when she was arrested in March. She turned 18 in April. And the state attorney's office in Escambia County confirmed Tuesday she'll be tried as an adult. Glover and her mother, Laura Rose, face multiple felony charges stemming from October homecoming vote at Tate High School in Pensacola. While employed as an assistant principal at Bellevue Elementary School, the same county, Carol accessed the school district's internal system to cast fraudulent votes for her daughter.
See that the mother might be
even the
tried
mother
for something,
16 years is just... I say, bitch,
which
I'm
one
not
of our
going to jail until Pelosi does.
I was going to say, which one of our fucking politicians are going to go to jail for 14, 16 years?
Though,
fucking ridiculous.
It's
a homecoming election.
It is, but what it is the identifications were also in question.
Oh, for God's sake!
So that's what
they're making.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever.
They're making an example for rigging the elections.
Prosecutors, the mother and daughter, each face a maximum 16-year sentence. So all from rigging a homecoming ballot, which I could see because she's ugly. So yeah, I could see that happening.
Oh dear God!
How many people have rigged a homecoming ballot before? I'm sure
maybe not going into files online and stuff like that.
Well, this is a technological era.
No.
So
the thing is, suspended,
that's the higher price.
Maybe, something like that. I'd understand. But
maybe even probation.
So here. Each are charged with offenses.
Time?
Each are charged with offenses against users of computers, computer systems, computer networks, and electronic devices, unlawful use of a two-way communication device, criminal use of personally identifiable information, and conspiracy to commit those offenses.
So it's actually more than the rigging; it's the way they rigged it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
it's not somebody putting in 200 pieces of paper and saying, vote for her, this is something different. Yeah.
So it must be a violation more so of the privacy of who they were able to come in contact on the computer.
A Florida principal, speaking of school, is under investigation for paddling a student. In Clewiston, Florida, investigations on the way for Clewiston police at Central Elementary School's principal, Melissa Carter. The incident is paddling a student, a once forgotten form of discipline that's still legal in Florida. Although I was a proponent of it, Courtney Hinton said, as a parent, I will probably still be a proponent of it. Given the circumstances or situation as a teacher, I would not. As of right now, Florida is one of the 19 states which corporal punishment is still allowed. Private schools have banned it, but the practice of theirs on some public schools still have the policy. Basically, a lot of it was just, I think it was done the paddling in front of the students.
Whoop that ass.
Yeah. So, really quickly, in like 30 seconds or less, how do you guys feel about corporal punishment in school still?
Nope.
No?
I say whoop the ass.
No.
Be serious, David. Really?
I'm being serious.
Okay.
If they're being...
So, if Kelsey got in trouble, you'd have a principal whoop that ass.
No, I'd whoop that principal's ass.
All right, thank you. So, you're against it. That's all you need to know. Snow White is in the news. Apparently, the true love's kiss is inappropriate. As Disneyland opens in Anaheim.
So then every Disney movie ever is inappropriate.
Pretty much. A California newspaper is urging the theme park to eliminate a reenactment of one of the most famous scenes from one of the company's most iconic movies. The editorial posted in the San Francisco Gate.
Are they afraid Snow White's going to get COVID?
Two of its editors argue the grand finale of Snow White's Enchanted Wish Ride, where the prince kisses the Snow White to awaken her from the evil queen's wicked spell, would be removed from the ending. They argue because she was unconscious, Snow White wouldn't give consent to being kissed.
So was Sleeping Beauty. Sorry.
And it cannot possibly be true love if only one person knows it's happening.
She loved him before she was unconscious, though.
Yeah, well, the pair contested the early Disney movies is a major issue, and that the scenes could teach kids that kissing, when it hasn't been established if both parties are willing to engage, is okay.
How many motherfucking years have this shit been around, and you had that issue yet?
I've never
it's
heard
all because
a
of these
rapist claim that they did it because of Disney.
That need to be
well, I saw
non-consensual kiss.
Bullshit. She was unconscious and he kissed her, so
and woke her up and saved her. It's
my God! What about when you get done? What the fuck's it? When you push on the stomach, the CPR? That's non-consensual kissing too.
You can actually be sued for that.
Yeah, you can.
Unbelievable.
Even if you are certified.
Yep.
So you're supposed to sit there and let this person die?
Yes.
Nope, because you can be sued for that.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wake up, please.
Is it okay if I put my mouth to yours?
Yeah. You can be sued either way, because you can be sued for not helping if you are trained.
David, that's why you look the other way.
You can also be sued for
You can't look the other way because stupid shit's going on all around you.
What a shitty person you'd have to be, though, to sue somebody for saving your life. God.
That's a shitty situation.
That's a very shitty situation. All right, guys, we're out of here. Have a great rest of your hump day.
At Gate West.
And Cinco de Mayo. Be safe out there. Don't be stupid. And we'll see you on Friday. Take care.